So Spring Boot is having lots of features and making the infra setups very simple. So if you notice that in our web application, what we did is we have created a Tomcat separately. We have created a dynamic web project. Then we have integrated our Tomcat. Lots of things we did as part of infra setup. It is just for Servlet and JSP. But if you talk about some bigger project, you need to set up a lots of XML file, properties file, configuration file, and that makes the very complex infra setups as a beginner. So Spring Boot came up like a very easy and simple way. We'll talk about it when I will come to the Spring Boot. But today's session, we are going to start the Spring framework. So with this core concept and core Java concept, we are ready to move with the Spring concept, which is really, really required and important from an interview point of view also, and from a development point of view also. So let me have open my some sort of knowledge about the Spring framework. Before going to this
Okay.
Spring framework theoretical part, let me tell you some existing problem. What is problem with the Servlet and JSP? Let's see, you decided to develop one web application.
Okay.
Consider this web application is one of the e-commerce website. Now, for developing an e-commerce website, what is your initial thought as a developer? I might need a HTML or JSP, and I might need a servlet who can serve my request. That's two things. If I click on saw product, the all product have to be displayed. If I say mobile, only mobiles have to be displayed. So all are request response things. If you go to any website of e-commerce, completely request response. But now, when this application is coming production, so there is a three kinds of environment basically, guys. One is development. I told, right? So as a
Yeah.
developer, when you are developing, you have some junk data, you have some sample data by which you are testing your application. Then it is coming to the QA. QA is nothing but quality analysis testing environment. And once testing is completed, then we are going for the production, where actually my application is serving the real-time request with real data. So in production,
Yeah.
you cannot leave your application like this way. You must looking for a login. So for login, it means you need a security. Now, the problem with Servlet and JSP is they don't have much strong security. So what you have to do is you have to you have to ask the different library. There is a third party library. You have to say, hey, give me the security related library. You got it. After that, you realize, oh my God, I need to capture the logs also. Again, Java is not having a very good logging framework. So you have to include, again, log related library. The story doesn't end. Later you realize, oh my God, I also need a separate, a strong server. So guys, trust me, you will be keep on adding the different component inside your, let's say, RabbitMQ or Apache, Kafka. These are the latest technology, but similar way, we were also needing the lots of component. And this was your phrase servlet JSP application. But look at this. You started adding the lots of libraries or jars inside your application. It could be database related. It could be different sections related. And that's where the
Yeah.
problem starts. These all will be considered as a infra setup. Now, you will be going for the database related to this guy and saying, hey, give me the database related. This guy is saying, hey, I'm using Java 8. You are saying, oh my God, I'm using just Java 7. Then this guy will tell you, no, I'm sorry. Then you cannot use me. You will be start looking for some another alternative. You might find or you might not find. Then you have to upgrade your e-commerce application to Java 8. See how much problem it is. And these all things are known as technical currency. So in industry, whenever any upgrade is happening from Java 7 to Java 8, Java 8 to Java 9, Angular 8 to Angular 9, These all are known as technical currency. What is the meaning of technical currency? Means company is not going to get any business out of that. If somebody is upgrading from Java 5 to Java 7, it means this is for their internal purpose. They cannot make a business on that. They cannot go to the client and tell, hey, give me the 1 crore rupees because my project is now on Java 7. Client will tell, why? I'm happy with Java 5. Go. I don't want to pay you again. So that's the problem. So company never ever wants to spend lots of time for upgrading, because upgrading a application to a higher version is a risky job. You need to spend lots of time. You have to involve lots of developer, and at the end, what you will get? Only upgrade. Your client doesn't need this. I have seen the banking sector's client like bank peoples. If you tell them, sir, Java 8 is very nice. We are planning to upgrade to Java 8. Please, please install the Java 8 in your system also. They will tell you, no, 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 no. I don't want Java 8. I'm happy. Whatever things are going, I'm happy. Do not need to change the Java 8. So they are very rigid. They don't want to change it. But yes, as a company, you have a lots of technical currency, because if you not upgrade to Java 8, what will be? Your new client will not join you. You cannot sell your product to the new customer. They will tell you, no, you are very old. I'm looking some latest technology. So that's the problem. Other side, you have to upgrade, and one side, we will not get the benefits. So guys, trust me. When you are developing an application like this, having a lots of library, external library, this is also known as third-party library. This might be licensed with, this might be Apache, this might be some other guy. So these all are the different library, which I definitely need for my application. But these guys are different libraries, and I might face lots of problems. Now, these whole problems were watched by Spring people. There was a guy who were sitting outside this application problem, and they were keep on watching this problem. Oh, what is the problem actually developer face or a company face? And these guys were no one. It's a Spring development or a Spring framework people. They thought web application is a definitely requirement for every industries now this day. If I wrap the complete required package and the jars together in a single bundle, and I will tell to my user, hey, use Spring. You need logging framework? No need to go outside. I have a logging framework for you. You need security? I have a Spring security. You need Kafka? Yes, I have a Spring Kafka. You need RabbitMQ? Yes, I have a Spring AMQP. Oh my God. So whatever you need, this Spring people will start giving you. And the beauty is on demand. On demand in the sense, Spring is not forcing you that, hey, if you use me, then doesn't matter. You need Kafka or not, you have to install in your system. This is kind of forcing. And whichever frameworks allow to force you that, that framework is not good, because there might be a many modules. There might be a many features. There might be a many libraries. But for my need, I don't need all. I need just a couple of things. But one framework is saying, no, I'm sorry. If you include me, then unnecessarily library also you have to add. And what is wrong if I add unnecessary library? Guys, it's completely performance hit. If Spring will tell you, no, you have to install all this library. You have a limited memory. Installing this library in the sense, when it is going to deploy or it's going in the production, these all libraries will be sitting in your memory unnecessarily. The objects are created unnecessarily. Your performance will be slow. So until unless whatever I don't need, why should I add into my library? Why should I add into my project? So Spring people has completely made this framework like a module wise. He's saying, hold on. You want just a Spring core, one module? You say, yes, just take it. You want to develop your web application? Yes, then include my web MVC. You want to connect to database? Yes, then include my JDBC. You want to interact with Hibernate? Yes, include my ORM. Like this way, it's completely modularized. And the moment Spring came in the market, Every company has started thinking, oh, one Windows solution. If I include Spring, then all the problems solved. Wow. And that's make the Spring popular. Guys understood why we need a Spring
Yes.
framework?
Yes. Yeah.
Why should we?
Yeah, I understand.
Great. So this is a very fundamental. You must ask yourself the question, why I'm learning these things? If you ask why,
Right.
then it will give you too much curiosity to learn about anything. And that's my always the way I learned, I teach. It's a start with why. Why should I learn a Spring? What I can do with the Spring framework? Well, guys, so let's come a bit
Yeah.
on theory side also.
Yeah.
Okay, so Spring is developed by Red Johnson in 2003. So when 2003 it launched, many of the industry were using the different framework like EJV, JSF, Portlet, Struts. These were the framework were used by many industry. Spring people thought, if I launch in the market and if I ask them, hey, use Spring, again, this will be a technical currency and many company will not take risks. They will tell, oh my God, moving out from Struts to Spring, huh, this will take huge amount of time. I don't want to go. Let it be in a Struts itself. When time will come, I will think about that. So like this way, the Spring people thought it might be that whoever is starting a project from scratch, they might use me. But whichever project is already developed in the different framework, they might not use me. And in industry, almost 90% project were already developed. 10% project is going to be scratch developed. If you look at the 90% project, it's already developed. Only the maintenance and features development is keep on going on, especially in the product-based company. Do you see
Yeah.
Amazon is changing their e-commerce website daily and daily? No, they have developed long back. Now they are keep on adding the features, Amazon Pay, Amazon Recharge, Amazon, Pantry, all these things. They are adding a features, but the root
Yeah.
project is still same. Are you getting at what I'm trying to say?
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the very fundamental things you need to understand. If you go to any company, don't expect you will get a brand new project to start with. No, you might be having the existing project. Your manager will tell you, hey, Nikhil, this is the Git depot, clone it and look at the code. So
Yeah.
existing code you have to read, and then after he will give you a task, then you have to work on. Right, Shana?
Right.
So Sana is working as a software developer. She can tell you, am I right or wrong? Shana,
Yes. Yes.
correct, right? Yes. But you feel lucky when you get a chance to work on a project which is from scratch. Why?
Right.
Because if you work a project from scratch, it means you're gonna learn end to end everything of the life cycle of the project, and that's where you will be get a lots of confidence. Now, if you are thinking to develop start your own company, then you can do that because you know that what are the things you need for developing a new software.
Right.
Well, so Spring people thought I have to include one more features in my framework, and that features is including the other framework project also in the Spring. Wow. In fact, importing a different framework project into Spring, that things they have launched. So now Spring is saying, okay, you are using EGV, you are using JSF, you are using the other framework. Okay, no problem. I can directly convert that project into a Spring project with a minimum
Okay.
effort. And that's where all people start thinking, oh, that's the wow feature. Let's grab it. Let's move to the Spring. So that's the beauty, guys. Well,
Right.
now coming to a Spring framework is one of the lightweight framework. Probably I talked right now. What is the meaning of lightweight? Let me explain you. Lightweight in the sense, if you look at this diagram, I was telling you, if you include some framework which is saying you know, if you include me, you have to add all my jars, whether you need or not. That's called heavyweight framework. If some framework is forcing you, You have to add all the libraries which you don't even need. That's called heavyweight framework. Lightweight framework in the sense, they will ask you just add whatever you need. It means the basic version of Spring is just 2.5 MB, and 2.5 MB is very less to provide you the all features. So if it is going to the production, Spring is saying, no, I need very less memory, less time. Trust me, I don't need lots of memory for my framework. So the moment it's lightweight, it means the performance is fast. Getting the point or not, guys?
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
Similarly, in a Spring Framework, we have a lots of module IOC, which is an inversion of control and also known as dependency injection. It is a core module of a Spring Framework, like core Java. If somebody is asking, hey, can you work on web application like servlet JSP, but you don't need to learn core Java? Can you do that? No, it's not possible, because even servlet and JSP also, you've seen that you need a core Java, right? So core Java is mandatory if you are coming in the world of Java. Similarly, IOC is a core module of Spring Framework. You must have to know the core module. You must have to include the core module before moving into any other module. So IOC is the inversion of control, which we are going to see right now. But also remember, AOP is a aspect-oriented programming. I will talk about it also. DAO is a complete database interaction module. Context is something called web application context setting framework. ORM is a Hibernate framework. Web MVC is just like your Servlet JSP project. And like this way, we have a Spring Security, a Spring Webflow, Spring Boot, all these things, right? But let's talk about the IOC. But before moving to IOC, let's talk a bit more about the advantage of a Spring Framework. Predefined template. What is the meaning of predefined template? Predefined template indicates, for example, let's say, have you seen the, what I can say, template you guys must be knowing. So template in the sense, you prepared a login or registration page, and what you are representing this to your user and asking, please enter the all fields, which is mandatory. Your user not have to create an input type equal to text, create a text box, then again you have to create a password box, then again you have to create an age box. Your client actually don't need to do that because you are already giving a template how to fill the data. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
So that is kind of fast. But think about your customer is going to create a text box, all these things. It will be very slow. So similarly, a Spring framework is having lots of predefined template. If you ask, hey, I need a database connection, a Spring will tell you don't need to write lots of boilerplate code. I will give you a connection in one shot. You just fill this template form, your connection will be ready. Like this way, it have a template for everything. As a developer, you don't need to bother lots of code behind that. Think about that in core Java itself. If I am having a collection.sort method for sorting the array, right? So what you are doing basically when you want to sort, you are writing arrays dot sort method, and you are passing some array data. What this method do basically, it will sort the passed array. Whatever array will pass, it will sort that. So you can consider this sort method is one of the template defined for you, which is not asking you to write a code for sorting, rather than it is asking you pass your array, all the code is written inside this, and your array will be sorted. And Java is already providing these features to you, right? So your development become fast. Yes or no? Let's say sort method is not there. Then what you have to write? You have to write a method for something like this, void sort. Then you have to write a for loop. Then you have to write a swapping logic, right? Your code have to be written here because sort method is not there. And when you start doing so, it will definitely take time. It will also take lots of things to think about, business logic, data structure, algorithm, lots of things. So similarly, Spring people are saying, no need to do that because we already have lots of templates. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Next is loose coupling, which is also important to understand. Before understanding loose coupling, try understanding the tight coupling. What is tight coupling? Tight coupling is basically, just now I told you, every project is having developed already. The lots of features is going to be added and enhanced according to the requirement. So think about the bank people. When you have, uh, when bank software has been developed first time, there was just debit and credit features that is launched,
Right.
and every bank start using that debit credit features of that bank accordingly. Later somebody came to the idea like, hey, can we also include the ATM features in our bank? This is one of the new features. Now bank people said, yeah, that's a good idea, let's do that. But when they came to project and they start adding this ATM features, they found that, oh my God, I have to rewrite the whole project again. What does it mean? Means changing a small portion of your code, forcing you to change the entire code.
Right.
That's bad coding, guys. Trust me. That's called tight coupling. Whenever you want to add new features and result is changing the whole code, whatever you have developed initially, that's called tight coupling. Coupling is there. Your each module is dependent on each other. But when you are saying, no, I just need to change or add new features, that's all. I don't need to change any existing piece of code. That's called loose coupling. Getting the point or not? This is very, very important.
Right.
Yes.
So a Spring framework is providing with a feature by which you can do a loose coupling. We'll see a very simple core Java example just now to demonstrate tight coupling and loose coupling. Don't worry. And my timer has been started. It will be disconnected in 8 minutes. So
Okay.
please rejoin again. Okay, let's get started. Easy to test. Yes, of course. If your project is modularized, then your testing becomes very easy. I will tell you, initial days before Spring Framework development, almost 60% effort we are going for the testing. Let's say your whole project is of 1 crore, then your 50 to 40 lakhs were going to in a testing. This is
Oh,
very bad, guys, because you need to test, and testing was very difficult that time because your project was not modularized. So let's say you want to test just the account module, whether account related functionality is working or not. But your project is too much tight coupled. So while testing account is saying, hello, sir, I'm dependent on debit module. Okay,
okay.
let me test the debit. Then debit is saying, I'm sorry, I'm also dependent on credit. You say, okay, let
Right.
me test credit. Credit is saying, no, I'm also dependent on bank. Oh my God. So like this way, even you want to test a small portion of your code, but since your project is too much tight coupled, so you need to completely test thoroughly. And that's where the effort goes. That's where the cost goes. So
Right.
easy to test because Spring is providing with the way by which you can easily test the each module. Lightweight, we just now talk. Fast development, definitely. If it is a lightweight and template based, your development will be fast. Powerful abstraction, it means it is completely modularized. And declarative supports, it means what? That in Spring Framework, you can declare with XML also, and it will be picked up the XML configuration also. So these are the small things you guys know about a Spring Framework before
Yeah.
jumping into the code side. And this is fundamental. If you understand it better, then trust me, Spring journey will be very easy for us. With that, let's come to understand first tight coupling example. What is tight coupling? So I have a plain core Java project. It will not take you much time to understand because it's not a Spring project. It's a just Java project. So okay, look at this. I have one area interface. which is having just a declarative method. If you guys don't know interface or abstract class, then I will highly recommend you to please go through that interface and abstract class, because this is very powerful concept of core Java and the oops. Well,
Yes.
I'm assuming you guys have a interface knowledge where you know that methods are going to be just declared.
Yes.
And somebody will implement this interface who will override this get area method and write their business logic. Okay.
Correct.
So you got a requirement right now saying that, hey, you have to develop a project and software for calculating the area. Area could be of triangle, rectangle, circle, polygon, any shape. So this is the requirement. Now you thought, let's design our class first. The first step is you must have to define an interface where you need to calculate the area. Now, somebody wants a circle area, create a class called circle, implements with the area interface, override the get area method, whatever logic is there for calculating the circle area, whatever formula is there, please put it over here, and then that's all. Your circle area logic is complete. Somebody came, hey, I want rectangle also. What do you need to do? Just create another class called rectangle, and then again implements with the same area, because area is common across the all shape. Write the formula for rectangle and you are done with the rectangle. So you can see that I'm keep on adding the different module. But
Right.
when it came for running purpose, while running, what you have to do is, this is your client program. While running time, you are asking the users, hey, enter the entity. What entity area you want to calculate? So if user is giving circle, you are checking with this if condition. Okay, circle, then you are creating a circle class object and calling the get area method. You are done. Somebody is giving a square, somebody is giving the rectangle. Similarly, you are doing the same job, right? For a square purpose, you are creating a square object. For rectangle purpose, you are calling the rectangle purpose. Let's run this program and look at this. Enter the entity. I'm giving the rectangle. Congratulations, you have a rectangle area. Yes or no?
Right. Yeah.
Similarly, if somebody will give circle, let's rerun this program. I'm giving circle. I'm getting the area of circle. So this is completely working fine. But what happened? Somebody came to you and they are asking you, hey, Nikhil, I need to add the polygon also. You told, okay, fine.
Right.
I will again create a class called polygon, implements the area, and then after I will override the get area method.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. And what happened now to this class? Now you have to change the existing code here also, guys. Yes or no? Again, you have to modify the existing code here and add polygon. Similarly, here also you have to create a polygon class object. And then you have to do so. P1. And here also P1. Now it will be working fine. But what is the problem you have seen? The problem here is I have to change the existing piece of code. This is the tight coupling kinds of concept, guys. Whenever you are adding an entity, you are adding a one if else block, and this is changing the things. The problem is not with the if else, problem is with this object creation. On demand, you are creating the object. Let's talk about now loose coupling. Okay, now what loose coupling is doing? Loose coupling is Pretty simple. I created one static void common method. This guy is taking an argument of area. Whoever will call this method, they have to pass the area object. But area is an interface. You cannot create an area object. Rather than you can create the child class object of area. And who and all are child class? Child class is a circle, white circle, because it is implementing the area. Rectangle is a child class because it is again implementing the area. So loose coupling time, what I am saying, I will be directly passing the rectangle object to this method. This method is not